Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marta, I come from Norway and I love makeup, and today I'll be showing you all of my newest Glam Shop shadows. If you've been here before, you have maybe already seen my previous video where I swatched like this half of the palette, and now I'm swatching this half of the palette. I'll just link Glam Shop's website down in my description box, and I will of course also leave all the names of the shadows that I'm swatching down in my description box row by row. And the swatches will be just on my arm, no glitter glue or anything, and most of these shimmers will look even better on a glitter base, just so you're aware of that. I really like the BH Cosmetics glitter glue, or I think it's called a base booster, and the Glam Shop Glam Glue is also great for these shadows. So let's just get going with the swatches. This first shade is a very light yellowy matte. As you can see, it builds up really nicely, and I've used this a couple of times already, and it's a gorgeous and beautiful transition shade. The next shade here is slightly deeper and a little bit more warmer toned and orangey. It also builds up really nicely, and it's just a gorgeous like transition shade, or just a light, almost beigey shade. Then I have some more grayish or mauvey kind of pink light shades. So these are also like transition shades. As you can see, also very buildable and pigmented, and a really beautiful cool tone shade. This one is quite similar, and I'll just have to like swatch them next to each other so you can actually see the difference. So as you can see, this one is slightly deeper and a little bit more pink toned than the previous one. Then it's the shade Kashmir, which is a little bit more pink toned and not as deep as the previous one. Where it's so soft, and it almost also feels like cashmere, because these are just so soft and really pigmented. So I really like this one for like a mauvey kind of look. And then we have Fioletowy Róż, and this one is a lot more vibrant and purpley toned. This is just one of my favorites. It's so beautiful as like a medium purple shade, and as you can see, it's super pigmented and smooth. Then it is the shade Celtyk right here. It's just a super stunning and shiny and sparkly shade. It shifts from like purple to blue, but like it's also almost like silvery because it's so cool toned. Next it's the shade Asteroid, which is relatively similar. As you can see, it's a little bit more crumbly, and when you see them swatched out like this, you can definitely see that this has a way deeper base, and they're really not that similar. I haven't swatched these next to each other, so this is like my first time seeing them next to each other as well. So that's those two, Celtyk and Asteroid. Then it's one of their ultra pearls, Zimne, Ognie or something. And this one is just a cool toned purple. As you can see, it's also very shiny and pretty. I have to build up this a little bit more because it's more fine particles in it, but these are so cheap when you get them on sale, and as you can see, they're so sparkly and shiny. Like this one is a ultra pearl, and these are turbo glows, I believe, so there's definitely not that big of a difference. Then it's this one that I'm calling like Scary Mary. I think it's like Shary or Shary Mari, I don't know, but this one is incredibly shiny and sparkly, and I really recommend this one. I've already used this in a look, I think it was my Valentine's look, and it's just so incredibly sparkly and shiny and very shifty, as you can see. So I already have quite good lighting since I'm in front of the window, but I wanted to show you with flash as well so you can really see those sparkles. So here you see them all. The mattes of course are not that shifty, so I'll just focus on showing the shifty shadows instead, but as you can see, they're just incredibly gorgeous, and you can see like you don't necessarily need all of these mattes because they are relatively similar, and the shimmers as well are a little bit similar, but I feel like they're different enough, especially for me, so I'm really happy to have all of them, and I just think they're so beautiful. So these are the first 2 rows. This is the shade Miss, which is an ultra pearl, and it's just so pretty. And this one I also got for like $2 or something, so it's definitely worth it. As you can see, it is very shiny and pretty, and you can definitely build this up on a glue base. Here we have the gorgeous matte purple called Orchid, and this one performs really good. You have to build it up a little bit, which is kind of untypical for the Glam Shop mattes, but you can definitely build it up and get great pigmentation. As you can see, it doesn't swatch well, but I have used this in a look and I did really enjoy it, so it's still a shade that I would recommend, even though you have to build it up. This is the shade Indigo, which is a gorgeous deep well, I wouldn't really call this indigo, but it's a super deep like plummy shade, and this one is more pigmented again. As you can see, it's like bam pigment, so beautiful, and I definitely recommend this one. This is the shade Gin, and it's quite crumbly. I can even see it falling down. But this one on a glitter glue is just incredibly beautiful and super pigmented and shifty. So as you can see, it doesn't really swatch nice because it's a little bit too dry. I tried to spray this a little bit and give it a proper swatch, but you can definitely see the shift there. This is the shade Globalny Glam, and this has kind of the same consistency as Gin, but it has a little bit more wetness to it, which is why you can see it looks way more smooth on my finger. It's incredibly shiny, and I feel like it's very beautiful. But you can see when I apply it, it's kind of like that same texture, but when you build these up on a glitter glue, these are so beautiful. Here we have the first pink matte. I actually haven't used this one. It's one of the newest ones I've gotten. It's called Balanovka, and it's very pretty, and I haven't swatched it either, so I'm kind of intrigued to see. It looks very pigmented and nice. I'm sure this one will apply super nicely, and I'm really happy to have gotten this because it's so vibrant. And I really like this color. Then here we have the shade Cocktail, which is kind of like the previous one, just a lot more like peachy orangey. I'm quite sure I did use this one in my Valentine's palette with Glam Shop singles, so you can definitely check that out there as well. I think I used Globalny Glam right here as well, and they're just so beautiful. As you can see, it swatches really nicely and pigmented. And then we have this one, which is kind of like a muted orange, but I have never even swatched this one. And it looks really nice. It's just a little bit like a orangey orange. Yeah, it's very beautiful. I really like this one. This one is called something like Sefunkyo, and I've actually used this on my lower lash line in a look previously. I think it was with the marbles or something, and it's just a bright light orange, almost like tangerine color. And this one I really enjoy because it's just like, it comes off so bright. As you can see, it's very pigmented. This one is called Revia, and I used this one in my perfect neutral palette using Glam Shop singles, and it's just really beautiful. It has like a pink kind of shift to it, and this one is also one that I got on sale, so it's just such a bargain when you get those shadows on sale because they're like $2 or something, I think maybe even less, and they're just incredibly impactful and beautiful. So here we have the third and fourth row of shadows. I'm going to show you in different lighting as well, of course. So here I have my flash with distance to the camera. I'm of course also showing you close-up, so you can see how sparkly that shade Miss is, and actually it has a kind of goldish shift that I didn't even notice before now. Very pretty. And it's the Gin and the Globalny Glam shadows. They're just very beautiful, like more neutrally warm toned, but very shifty. And then we have all of the mattes, of course, and the shade Revia. Here at the end, you can't really see that pink shift, maybe a little bit up top there, but I really recommend this one. You will understand it when you when you can see it in real life, how beautiful it is. And this one is Galovka. I've used this a lot already. I've had it in several custom palettes, and it's just a gorgeous kind of like rusty orange, and it's just one of my favorites. It's like a staple kind of matte shadow in my collection. This one is called Jamaica Rum, and it's just also so gorgeous. It's like a deep burgundy, and I just love colors like this. So this one is also a favorite, and you can see like how smooth and pigmented it is, so definitely one that I recommend. Next up, it's the I think it's a Turbo Glow Asteroid, but this one has like a weird texture. It's so wet. I think it has too much binder in it. Like, I don't know if you can see it even in the pan. I mean, I don't know if I will actually have creasing using this because I haven't used it on the eye, but you can like see how smooth it is, and it's one of the prettiest like gold shadows. Another one that is absolutely stunning is this one, Satellita, and this one is very similar to the previous one, but like their shifts are a little bit different, and it's a little bit more warm toned. So I don't know if you can see that, but this one is also like the one, I think it's just called Ultra Pearl, so this one is not a Turbo Glow, but you can like see how similar they are. So I mean, you don't really need both, so maybe I'd actually recommend Satellita instead, because it's not as like jelly-like as Asteroid, but Asteroid has a little bit more of a shiny appearance. And then we have this one, it's their Golden Hollow shade. I actually don't think I've swatched this, but their hollows are beautiful. You can really see it when you rub them in, when you swatch them. So they do have acrylates copolymer, which is considered a microplastic, but I asked them and they said that there was only a very small amount, so I think you just have to like consider for yourself. Then I have another two that are dupes basically. This one is a U, it's called. It's a single shadow that I got on sale, because I don't know really why they sell it as a single. It's from one of their palettes. I don't know if maybe they discontinued it, but they still have a few shadows left. But this one was like under $2, and it's absolutely stunning. It's one of the prettiest golds, super reflective, and it's also incredibly similar to this one, which is Ornament, and that is one of their Ultra Pearls, and they're almost identical. So if they don't sell the AU one, then definitely pick this one up. It's one of my favorite golds. Like, I love golds like this. You can see they are so similar. Maybe this one is a little bit lighter, but yeah, super pretty. Then we have some yellows. This one is one little lighter ones. I think I've used this one as well, but I don't remember exactly how it performed. I don't really have any issues with their mattes or any of their shadows yet, I believe. So yeah, this is just a yellow matte. Then we have this one. I've already used this several times. I've heard that the L with like the line is pronounced as a W, so in that case this is Swamkova instead of like Swamkovi instead of Slumkovi that I've been saying in my videos. But like, I hope that you don't take offense when I say things the wrong way. At least I try sometimes to pronounce it. This is like a grungier yellow, and I would prefer this one because I just really love shades like that, but they are very similar. And then we have one that is even more grungier, a little bit more brown. I think it's like translated to yellow brown. So this one has a little bit more depth and a little bit more of a brown tone in it, so I really like this one as well, obviously. So that is the whole next two rows, so I guess that is row 5 and 6. So I'm just showing you a little bit close up here with my regular lighting. They're so pretty. And then here I have some flash pointing on them, and here you can really see the difference between these shadows that are like really similar in regular lighting. So you can definitely see that the shade Asteroid, which is the first shimmer there, has a lot more of like a blue-purple reflect. And then the shade Satellita, I think it was called, underneath doesn't have that many shifts, but it's still like super sparkly and also shifty. And then of course the hollow, you can see all the hollow graphic pearls, super pretty. You can also see a little bit more of the difference with the two golds right there. But yeah, those are row 5 and 6. I love these colors so much. Now we are moving into the lighter kind of shimmers, and this one is one of the Ultra Pearls that I got recommended, and it's super shiny. And I got recommended this from siulka.pl from Instagram. She has so much content on Glam Shop as well, so I definitely recommend you checking that out. Here we have the white iridescent pushcheck, and this one is my favorite of the yellowy iridescent shades because it's just such a strong yellow reflect. And I also used this one in my what was it called again? The Everyday something palette that I made with Glam Shop singles. You can just see how intense that reflect is. This next one is also a yellow iridescent. So this one is a bit more flaky and I would say also lighter, so you can definitely see the difference here. But my preference is the first one. And we have this one called Gviasta, and this one is just incredible. I have not yet used it, but I have swatched it, and it has like, I think it has like blue sparkles or something. Yeah, you can really see that blue reflect. I'm so sorry about the noise in the back. So yeah, you can really see the blue reflect in this one, and you can also see that the pushcheck shade has a lot more like yellowy, oh, I don't even know how to explain it. Like you can see it's more intense yellow, that's for sure. Then we have this one, which is a pink iridescent shade. This one is not like super special or anything, but I do like to have a pink iridescent from Glam Shop as well. And it's almost like a purpley, like pinky purpley one. Like you can see here. It's very beautiful, but it's not like super special because I think a lot of us have these kind of shades from before. Then it's the shade Gothic right here, which is an ultra pearl, and it's like kind of like a greenish gold duochrome. It's not as sparkly as the others, so it's not one that I like really recommend, but it is really pretty and I don't mind having it. It's just not something I think I'd reach for a lot, but like you can see it's very pretty. And I almost think I'll just end this row right here before I take the other row, because I think 10 will be a little bit too much, so I will just leave this to be like the light shimmery row. So the ones I really recommend from this one is the shade Pushcheck and Gviasta. Those are my favorites here. So here you can like see the sparkles and probably see why those two are my favorites. But like the others are very pretty as well. Here we have a silvery ultra pearl called Feuerwerki, and this one is just so beautiful. I kept forgetting to add this to my cart, but luckily I remembered and I do not regret getting this. It's so sparkly and pretty. Like just look at that shine. And this one for like less than $2. That is so crazy. It's so pretty. Then we have the shade Modry Polisk, and this one I think I already used in my Glam Shop, I think it was called something like just blue, purple, green palette or something. This is like a light blue with a pink shift. It's just incredibly stunning and I really like this one. It really surprised me because I didn't think it was going to be that beautiful, but it's just incredible. This shade is called Bura Bura, and it is a beautiful like aqua blue with a gold shift. I also haven't swatched this one yet, as well as the other one that is coming. But I feel like they are not like incredibly sparkly, but they are very shiny and very beautiful, and especially considering the price being less than $2 each. I think these are so pretty, and it's like perfect for Easter, because now that I'm filming this, I think it's like, yeah, it's in the middle of Easter, so these are very pretty. This is called Vakasje. I think it's like vacation. And it's a deeper kind of blue with also a gold shift. I think I like this one even more than the previous one, because it just has that gorgeous like sky blue base that I really like. But they're both very pretty. So those are Bora Bora and Vakasje. Then we have the Turbo Glow De Bestjak. I think it's a Turbo Glow. Yeah, it's a Turbo Glow. And this one has like a blue to purple shift. It's just so beautiful, and I kept also forgetting to purchase this one because it didn't look like that different from Dwalika that I already have, but I just figured this one was a lot more like purple in the base, and I'm so happy I ended up getting it because it's a beautiful shade. This shade is the shade Rio. Really happy to have gotten it because this one on top of a glitter blue will just be so incredible. Like you can see that blue shine in it, and then it has like this royal purpley blue. I guess that's maybe what you could call indigo, but it's just really, really beautiful. So that's the whole like cool toned row, and then I only have the last shadows that I purchased, but I'll show you these in different lighting first. So here you can really see those shifts that I was talking about. First it's the Fioletowy one, then it's the Modry Polisk, which has like a pink to, it's gold and almost green when you have like the light from the other edge here. And then you have those ultra pearls that are not the sparkliest ultra pearls, but they are still really beautiful, as you can see. A little bit more subtle if you want that. And then we have the Turbo Glows, the Best Check. Okay, I slaughtered that name. And the Rio, which you can really see that blue to purple shift on. So I just really like these a lot, and I love them all. So now we have the last 10 that I did not have in the big palette. This is Turbo Snieska. And this one, oh, I see my finger is stained. I'll just use my pinky instead. So this one is an iridescent with a blue shift. It's really like a pink to blue shift. I'm definitely sure this will show up a lot better with different lighting. Here we have the shade Matowy, which has like a warmer base, as you can see, and it's just incredibly sparkly. And this one also has a shift that you will see a lot better when I swatch it and you see it in different lighting with the flash on, because I really noticed that when I was using this one that it was like just so beautiful. Just look at how shiny that is. Ugh, I even like waited so long to get the more neutral ones, but they're so pretty as well. Also this one called Lilac, it has like a kind of like lavendery, but like warm lavendery base. I'm just going to swatch it immediately so you can like see what I'm talking about. It's so intense as well. I just really like these shadows. I feel like I just repeat myself. My boyfriend was like saying, but you say that all are your favorites, how are people going to believe you? But like they're all so pretty, like you can see that. Then I got two different brown shades. This one is called Palona Cava, and this one is the one that is a little bit more warm toned. I just really wanted to have something to like deepen up if I make a only Glam Shop palette. And this one is definitely very deep, especially on me. And also this one called Sakni Bras, it's a lot more cool toned or neutral, I guess you could say. It has like a hint of purple in it, and that is just like the ultimate deep brown for me, because you can basically use that with any kind of shades. You can use it with reds, you can use it with purples and blues and just deepen up a look. Then we have this one, it's an ultra pearl called Surowy Róż. It's just really beautiful, and look at how shiny it is. My finger is a little bit stained, so I hope it's not going to transfer on the swatch, but it's just such a cute shade. Hope you can see it a little bit better there. You can see a little bit of the brown underneath, but I hope that's not too bad. It's very pretty, like light baby pink. Eventually I also had to get this one. It's the Turbo Fuchsia, so it's like a fuchsia pink, and you can see like how intense that shift is. It's almost like a neon purple. It's really pretty, and it's very like a strong base. It's maybe not as sparkly as the other Turbo Glows, but it's definitely beautiful. Like look at how pigmented that is. That is like crazy. Then it's another Ultra Pearl Truskawkowy, and this one is a little bit more like a strawberry pink in my opinion. It's one of the Ultra Pearls, so it's not as sparkly again. You kind of have to like build it up a bit, but on a good glitter glue this is going to be very intense and pretty. Then I have this cool toned purple Ultra Pearl called Balanga. Also not as sparkly, but definitely a beautiful shimmer nevertheless, or nonetheless. Sorry, my English isn't the best. But this one is like, probably wouldn't have picked this up again, just because it's not as sparkly as some of the other ultra pearls that I have, but I mean, it's a very beautiful color. But since I have Rio, which is their Turbo Glow, I'd rather use that one. And then we have this one, which is called Gasolina, and you can't really see it now, but this one has like a blue or teal to blue to purple shift, which is just really pretty, and it's quite sparkly as well. So I was like very hesitant to pick this one up because I often feel like these black based multichromes are just not that shifty, but this one actually surprised me when I saw it and swatched it the first time. Like, you can't really see it right now, but I'll try to show you because it was like so obvious and shifty when I was looking at these the first time. So that was like all of the ones from my newest purchase, so I'll try to show you in different lighting. So here you have the first ones, Turbo Snieżka, Diamentowy and Lilac. They're just really sparkly and pretty. You can't really see all the shifts now, I don't know what's happening. Well, I hope you can see like how beautiful they are. Then you have some of the ultra pearls and the 1 or 2 turbo glows, and you can really see that how shifty the shade Gasolina is right here in the bottom, and it's just a very beautiful shade, especially if you want like a purpley blue smoky eye. So that was all of the swatches. I will of course leave all the names down below in my description box so you can like go back and see, and I will try to leave them like row by row. And I hope that it was helpful for you to see all of these swatched out, and I'll definitely also make a post on Instagram with the photos of the swatches so you can just like save that for later if you want that. And yeah, I hope that you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. Thanks for watching. Bye!